Hello and welcome to Homeschool Together. This episode is not brought to you by Yumbox. It should be Yumbox. I'm looking at you.
Universal Yums. We love you.
We love you. We've been talking about you for years. What's going on? Anyway, so we're talking about Universal Yums. For what reason, Ariel?
So Universal Yums is a snack box that you get with snacks from around the world, and every month there's a different country featured. Now, obviously, this works out perfectly for our Trekking the Globe project this year. We started it back when we did Trekking the World the first time. I just want to give you an idea of, if you think maybe this was sponsored, of how long we've been doing this.
What they don't know is each and every one of these.
This is a month. Each one of these is a month. We've been doing this a long time. Now, partially it's because our family loves food. And it's partially because
our kids love snacks.
It's just a whole lot of fun. So what we love about this is that this, we call it the Unbox, comes to us every month. It's about, I think it's about $15. It's all from a single country, or sometimes it's an area, like they'll have like the Baltics will be, but usually it's just a single country. You never know what you're going to get. So you can't just order it up. Now, they do have something called the Yum Shop where you can actually buy specific snacks from specific countries, whether they were like your favorites or, you know, you just want to get snacks from that location if you're going to be studying in a country. So for us, this has been just a wonderful thing our family totally looks forward to doing.
Shipping is really, the shipping on the box is real nice. Comes right in the mailbox.
Yep, so this is something that we've really enjoyed. And the thing about these for us right now is we're getting these, and then when we receive them, we are holding on to them depending on what country they cover and looking at the expiration dates on everything inside and making sure we have time, and then we're going to coordinate these with the countries that we're studying. So it doesn't always work perfectly, but when it does, it's pretty darn cool.
And we'll show you a workaround at the end of the video if you're looking for something for a country.
So we wanted to do an unboxing. Now this is the smaller box. There's like a super mega yum, I don't know. But this is the smaller box.
And this one is Ukraine.
Right. So here's these, you get some stickers.
You get stickers.
You get a cool little thing with some information about Ukraine, and this is your score sheet. Now we will talk about our amazing scoring system in a minute.
Trademarked.
Yeah, no, it's not. But there is a score sheet, and then you're going to get this booklet. So this booklet has a few initial pages that talk all about the country, so in this case about Ukraine. They're going to give you some facts and information. Then they're going to have a trivia section, which we really enjoy doing with our oldest.
And then this is really important. This is details on every single one of the snacks in there. And typically what will happen is I'm the cutting board. I have a cutting board with a little knife because very often we have to divide up the treats.
Drive everything in 4 so we can all try it.
Everyone gets the same piece. It's all equal. And then Ariel is reading whatever the snack we are. And then now it was the older one. Now it's the younger one is keeping score, which we will show you how to do and everything. And then you'll read all the snacks.
So let's take them through the snacks. Let's take them through. So what's the first one?
The homemade bread chips with ajika.
So this is rye wheat bread chips. Comes in this cool little baggie. And then what's next? And we try to go from savory to sweet. That's just the way our family likes to roll.
Because almost all the sweets are probably pretty good.
Well, and I just don't want to mix the savory and sweet.
The savories can be very hit and miss. Not that they're bad, but like with certain people, the little one, will be like, Daddy, we don't like this.
So one thing you can do, you can either do all these at one time, which we've started to do, or you can just do one every night after dinner, or like one at whatever time. And this makes it really fun because you're just trying one thing. So that's the first one.
Next one is golden chips and wasabi. It's the green one.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So this is really funny, right? This is Ukraine and this is about wasabi. You end up learning that different countries love certain flavors.
Exactly.
What was it? Was it like Korea? Somewhere in Asia.
Korea liked fried chicken.
Yeah.
And I think it was because in the Korean War we had a lot of soldiers there, and fried chicken was a thing, and it kind of caught on. I think that was the story.
Maybe so. But anyway, you'll find that there'll be fun flavors that you wouldn't think of, like a wasabi chip being something from Ukraine, but this is incredibly popular there.
The next one is sponge cake with condensed milk.
Oh, yes, there's kind of these sponge type cakes you'll get. Yep, that's very common.
Crostata with black currant.
Oh, I think we've had this before because we've had this for so long. We're starting to recycle countries, and they don't always use the same yums.
It's always new, mostly new.
But the really good ones, they do
they
use.
keep those
and so this is like, it's like a little tiny black currant pie.
Yep.
It's this little tiny thing.
Those are the ones we got to divide up. Next one is the Cocoa Shocks.
Oh, chocolatey covered wafer bar with cookie crumbs. You know that's going to be good.
And then sometimes they'll have these little treats that maybe like a hard candy or some type of chewy candy.
So yeah, it's in a little bag so they don't fall out. So let's see what we got.
These are glazed sweets, Tristerion glazed sweets.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, these are like a lemon flavored little candies. Now, with the little ones, you always get 2, which works out perfectly for a family of 4 like ours. We can just cut them in part. And then what else have we got here? What's the other ones?
Chewing sweets. There's a soft candy bubblegum flavor.
Okay, so these, now sometimes you will get different flavors of these.
But they'll be the same candy.
But they'll be the same type of thing. So this is what you get in your box. And I have to say that for the most part, we generally, there's always like something that we're not digging, but in general, we like most of the things that come in the box.
But I like it when we don't like the thing because you're really tasting something that's different. A lot of times it's like a certain flavor that's put into it. Sometimes we've noticed when they do the tomato, there's a lot of ketchup flavored stuff.
Yes, that's
and
really fun.
we don't really get ketchup flavored things, so it seems different for us. So it's like, oh, I want it to taste like barbecue, but it tastes like ketchup. And so, remember that was the Egypt one. There was an Egypt chip that was like tomato flavored, and you're eating it, and you're like, this tastes like a Heinz chip.
Like ketchup.
It's like a ketchup
But
chip.
we did Czechia, they had a bacon jalapeno chips. That's what they really like. And so it's interesting. So you're not going to get something that's necessarily traditional, but it's something that's very popular. And everything that they put in here
is from that area.
Well, it is, but they don't just put in something that's just random. There's always a story, and the write-up that's in the book is always about like
why they chose this.
Why did they choose? This was important for this reason.
Yeah, like the wasabi one. It's like you may not think of Ukrainian cuisine as spice heavy, but we're here to challenge that perception. Ukrainians seriously handle their spice. Exhibit A, one of the most popular drinks is horokola, or whatever, burning water, which is infused with chili peppers. So they're giving you explanations on why they choose certain things.
Why would they choose it?
And then at the very end, they have some recipes. So they give you the caloric content, if that matters to you.
Yep, and some allergen information.
Yeah, important stuff there. And then
really, if you have a nut allergy, I probably wouldn't recommend this box because there's just enough things with nuts that it would just be too hard.
And then they give you a recipe at the end.
Right.
Make some recipe from
and
that.
And then a couple of extra information about like how your snacks got here. So this is, you can show this to them.
Yeah. So
this is like all the steps the snacks went through to arrive at your door.
And then some interesting info at the back.
So, and you'll actually get emails too with extra information right around when your box comes. You'll get an email that will show you, this is a newer thing they started doing just a few months ago. It'll show like a movie or TV show or books to read or extra recipes. So they're really like diving in. So even if we had a box earlier, I could save those and I could look back and be like, oh yeah, these are some things we could watch.
And we like to keep these. That's what's in that box.
Right. So we have kept all of them with our ratings and everything. So we keep them because they have great information about the countries, but also should we ever go to that country, we could use these. Or should we go to an international grocery store that might have something from one of these countries, we can look back and say, hey, what did we really like from that country?
And see if
we can find it. Or something similar to it. I don't know. It's just, at this point, it's kind of like it's like a collection. So we've been keeping this. We absolutely love Universal Yums. So let's talk about the ratings.
Oh, super important.
They have this rating system here, which was like happy faces, kind of meh face, and it's sad face, which was like happy would be delicious, and the meh would be okay, and then the unhappy would be I didn't like this, or I didn't need this in my life.
So we typically do columns. For everybody on the thing, and
and then numbers, and our kids write the numbers. We find the smiley faces and stuff, this is okay, but we don't feel it has enough granularity. So our system is this.
So 1 to 5.
1 to 5 scale. 1 is
Blech.
I had to spit this out. I could not eat this. Okay. A 2 is I ate it. I would never eat it again.
Never eat it again.
A 3 is if this were at a party, like it was just sitting out, I would munch this. I would eat some of this. I'm not looking for it, but if it was there, I might nibble this. A 4 is if I saw this in the store, I would buy it. And a 5 is I would seek this out. Like I I would go looking for it. I would go hunting for it. This rating system has served us very well.
It has.
Because we've done these yum boxes. We've done them with friends when friends come over. We've done them with grandma and grandpa and nana and papa. Everybody really loves it. And in fact, it was so funny. Your parents brought home snacks when they went to Japan.
Yep.
And we used our Yums rating system. And
we created like a Yum box.
We did. And so that brings us to the custom Yum box.
So
let's talk about that.
If you're sitting there and you're like, well, Universal Yums comes about once a month.
And you can't predict what country it's going to be.
You can't predict it and everything. But you have access to a lot of international stores in your area. Make your own Yum box. And so we're going to show you us making our own. So we went to... People here local will know what that is. H Mart.
H Mart.
H Mart.
Great Asian products.
Shop smart. Shop H Smart.
So what I did, I went in and I looked for some different things. So these are Korean onion rings, and these are Japanese vanilla wafers.
Yep. Oreo thins.
Oh yeah. These are Korean Oreo thins. We just thought that was so cool.
Churros. There's a churro snack.
Oh, that's what it is. The Koreans like churros. I
yes.
forgot about that. There's other. They like Mexican flavors. There's other churro flavors there.
And then some type of gummy.
Yeah, this is a Korean gummy.
Anyway.
So what I did to find these, because obviously I don't have, if I could just buy a Yum box for this, I would just buy one.
And if you absolutely desperately need to know what this says, you can use Google Translate and just use the lens, hover over it, and it'll tell you what it is.
So that's what I did. Yeah. I actually, in the store when I was in H Mart, because I wasn't sure, I mean, some of these, like this is a churros snack with choco cream. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna love this. This is gonna be fine.
These are like Funyuns.
Yeah, they're Funyuns. But this one, I was like, okay, it kind of feels like gummies, but I can't read any of this. It's 100% in Korean. I don't know anything about this. So I used Google Translate when I was in the store so that I could figure out what it was and determine that, oh yeah, these are some sort of fruit gummies. Yep. It's funny, this is Korean, but these are fruit gummies with like British flag stuff. So it's really interesting. I went ahead and grabbed these because I know that we're going to be studying Korea in about a month, I think. Yep. Well, give or take, I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. But I looked at all of the expirations, made sure that everything was going to last because it's all prepackaged snacks. It's pretty easy to do. And now I can just hold on to these, and I've made my own Yum box.
Yeah, we've done a couple of these now. Like we went to IKEA, did a Swedish Yum box.
Yeah, IKEA is a great place to go. Yeah, last time we were there getting something to build.
Listen, is it perfect? No. But is it available? Yes.
Right. And we were able to get all of these things, and we knew that they weren't going to expire for a long time. So it was like, great, we'll just hold on to these until we do Scandinavia, and then we'll have all of this great stuff to try. And spoiler alert, it was delicious.
It was delicious.
So
the Swedish meatballs didn't hold up very well in the pantry.
No, we didn't get Swedish meatballs. But I think the fun thing about this is when you're at an international grocery store of any kind, check and see, even if it's not the country you're doing right now, because like H Mart, for example, has a bunch of different Asian countries. I could have gotten a bunch of Japanese things. I knew that was further out, so I didn't get those. But you can determine, and the pricing is pretty good. I've tried to look for some place to order international snacks online. There's a couple of international food stores online, but they all seem to be pretty expensive to get them shipped. Like I didn't find that they had like a big US warehouse where they were just going to send everything out of. So it didn't really make good economical sense. Like this was better. But if you have an international food store online that you love, please share it in the comments because that would be great.
Yeah, we have H Mart, we have Wajimaya here in the area. So we have some good places to go find Asian snacks.
We have like an Eastern Europe.
Yeah. We have an Eastern European store right here in
very
town.
Close.
Yeah.
We have some Indian food stores. I found a Moroccan food store. So there's a lot of things in this area in just places I didn't expect. Yeah. So we're going to be looking out to go shopping at more places and make our own Yum boxes when we need to. Yep. I think overall it's really fun. It's a great cultural sense. It's a great experience. But the one thing that I tell everybody is that if you have a picky eater, even if you're not doing around the world study at all, if you have a picky eater, get Universal Yums. Because I'll tell you what, our kids, both kids went through a really picky eating stage, and our 5-year-old is still kind of in that stage. They will eat anything out of a Yum box. It doesn't matter how crazy it sounds. They will eat whatever comes out of the box.
All the time. Like it never runs out. And the next time they get the the Indonesian like shrimp flavored chips.
Oh yeah.
And they get that first flavor because they're just going to put it in their mouth. They're not even going to think about it, and they have to deal with the flavor. And for them, it overcomes. Like You get that the nibbles, I don't like it. That never happens. It's like snack, yes, in the mouth. And they just get exposed to a bunch of stuff. And it has, I know we feel like it helped our oldest through her kind of picky and eating stage. Now we are in the middle of our picky eating stage of our young one, but she's kind of coming out of it now.
She is, and I think that this really helps because, like you said, they're willing to pop anything in their mouth that comes out of the yum.
It looks like that looks like an onion ring.
And they have tried some things, and it's kind of funny too because when our it's funny now
because we know we're reading it, we're like, this one's going to be a sketch.
This is going to be
the
weird
little one's
for
like
our palates, right? Yeah. So it's kind of funny because. Well, one, when somebody in the family doesn't like it or when we all don't like it, it's kind of funny because we all share a concept like, whoa, that's different. Oh, I don't know, or whatever. And when we all really like something, it's fun to share that. We've also noticed that our little one rates everything, like not everything, but she's a 2-3 person. Well, mainly more of a.
She loves it or hates it.
Right. Yeah. Maybe more of a 2-5 person. Like, yeah, you're right. Loves it or hates it.
Yeah.
1 or 2. Like she's very low usually, unless it's a sweet, and then she's very high.
Yep.
But we talked about getting our older daughter through her picky eating stage, and have you noticed that on the recent Yum Box ratings, our older daughter is like 5, and I'm a hard 5. I'm a hard 5. She's rarely a 4, and she's almost never a 1, 2, or 3. Almost all of hers. So she has tried so many because she's been trying things since the very beginning here that now everything for her is a 5. And I think she's really developed more of an international palate. There is rarely anything that we will serve for dinner or that someone else will serve if she's at their house that she won't. She will try everything.
Yeah, she'll try everything.
I don't think there's a thing she won't try. And she basically likes most things.
She's starting to get to that point. There's some people you may know who like to eat the weird things that they know everybody else doesn't like to eat. And she's starting to cultivate a few of those things where she looks and she goes, yeah, this is the best. I love this. Do you like it? No, I don't like it. Okay.
Yeah, like
she almost likes it that nobody else likes it.
Well, and she was in a cooking class at school last year, and they tried all kinds of different things. And
that's another
she ended up having ramen, and she had dried seaweed. And she was like, "Oh, I love seaweed." And so she'll eat things that we're both like, "Oh, that's not for us." But I really think that the foundation of that came from this and from doing this. So,
and I think this is a fun alternative if you happen to not be a big culinary family. Like you're not making a lot of you won't be going out and making fancy, Moroccan dish or an Egyptian dish or whatever. Whatever you want.
Country it is that you're studying.
If you're not going to do that, this may be a nice alternative for you to try to get those flavors, those tastes, those experiences. Is it perfect? No. Is it junk food? Of course. But it's a fun thing. And also I enjoy going into those stores and having our kids, experience that, talk to people. Very often those stores are run by people who are, from that area. The food trucks tend to be like that as well. So it's cool to share that with them and really see people light up when they find out that, we're studying your culture, and they just love to share, and they start sharing and talking. And I love that experience, that exchange. It's really fun.
Yeah, we'll end up going into some of these stores, and we clearly look like we're not really sure. We're looking all around. We're not sure. We're using Google Translate. Invariably, there'll be other shoppers, and they'll be like, "Do you need help finding something?" It's like, "Yeah, what do you recommend?" So we've gotten to chat with other shoppers too, who are like, "Oh yeah, try those chips. Those are the best ones."
That's great.
So that's been fun. We've also found YouTube videos and stuff about the best snacks from different countries, so we kind of have an idea going in, like, oh, this country really likes citrus flavors or whatever. So before we go shopping, we have an idea.
Also, our girls love watching, and I put them in our resource guides that are linked down below. You'll see a bunch of the videos from the Hi-Ho Kids, and they do the food tasting from around the world.
Kids try.
Yeah, kids try, whatever. And there's so many instances of these now where there's these people try American food or whatever it is. And it's fun to see people's reaction to experiencing other people's food and culture and stuff. But the kids are always very funny, and our kids love watching these videos. We'll put a link in the show notes to that channel.
It's very fun.
It's very funny. And a lot of times they're not only just trying the regular dishes that people are making in their homes, but it's also the snacks. There's whole episodes on snacks from this country, snacks from that country, and the kids are trying stuff very similar to this, and they have to open it and eat it, and they react to it, and it's just kind of fun, and I like that exchange of culture, even through junk food.
And it's fun too when we travel, if we go someplace while we're traveling that might have a store. We went to Orlando recently and we went to Epcot. And so at all the different pavilions, they had stores where they sold, not only, and we ate a lot of things at the park that were, from those cultures, but they also had snacks at a bunch of places. So we brought those home. And now it's funny because we know people that have been traveling, including your parents went to Japan.
And they ask us like what souvenirs we want. We're like, bring home snacks.
Yeah. So they'll bring snacks for us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this fun thing that our friends
We're
and our
getting other
family
people involved in it.
Yeah, they're like and it was really funny.
And now our girls are asking for yum boxes, like make your own. If we don't have one, can we make one?
Right, and it was very funny when your folks got back from Japan because they had brought souvenirs for everybody home from their trip, and they had an entire box of snack food, and they were like, "Okay, who's ready for a yum box?"
Yeah.
And they went. It's so funny. Your mom went and got like a pad of paper and gave it to our oldest with a pencil. She's like, "Okay, are you ready to rate it?" It was like the whole family really got into it. So, if you have grandparents nearby or friends that are going to come over, it's fun to, share and all have this experience. But I think this has been one of the just most fun, quirky things our family has done for the last, 2.5 years?
Yes, and during the pandemic, almost the whole way through the pandemic, we were doing this. It's been a ton of fun. We've enjoyed it. Universal Yums, but even if you want to make your own, you can do it as well.
Yeah, so we hope that this was helpful. So get out there. There's a link in the show notes to Universal Yums, and I think we might get like $5 off of our box or something. So help us eat more snacks.
Like we need it.
As if we need it.
As if we need it. See you guys.
Thanks.